We have so much to talk about in today's recap. Jose Ramirez had one last chance at 40-40, but MLB stole that chance by canceling the final game of the year for the Guardians. They completely canceled it. They're only going to play 161 games. Charlie Blackmon played his final game in the big leagues, and the A's, they played their final game known as the Oakland Athletics. Francisco Lindor had a scary little moment with his back. He needed help getting back up after scoring. The Diamondbacks, they dogpiled on the Padres, but to me and a lot of other fans, we straight up think the Padres lost on purpose. Wait for that. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's recap. And just because the regular season is over does not mean these recaps are stopping. Subscribe because the playoff recaps are even more fun. Also, don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek if you're going to any playoff games, football games anytime soon, and use my code Fuzzy on Underdog Fantasy. They'll give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash credit and a free pick'em on me. Now, you guys might have noticed I'm rocking out with my 2019 All-Star jersey, and the reason why I'm doing that, it's pretty simple. I am celebrating the fact that Major League Baseball is going back to 2019 in regards to the All-Star game. So they wore this for the Home Run Derby, but they did not wear it in the game. It is official. MLB has announced that in the 2025 All-Star game and beyond, there will not be a custom special jersey for the game itself. They're going back to wearing the home and road uniforms that they wear during the season. I love this. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the jerseys have been cool. Like, I really like this sleeveless one. Ever since then, it's been kind of hit or miss, but fans across baseball are celebrating. Christmas came early. We're going back to the old school ways, and I'm really excited about that. Anyways, back to the recap. Like I mentioned in the intro, the Guardians and Astros game got canceled, so the only games today are the Mets and Braves doubleheader. Grammar, I don't know. Jose was one home run away from 40-40, and if he doubled in the same game, he would have had the first ever 40 double, 40 home run, 40 stolen base season in American League history. His response, he says he's just going to do it next year. By the way, this is not the first time this has happened. Back in 2011, Matt Kemp, he finished with 39 home runs and 40 stolen bases. That year, the Dodgers also had a game canceled. They only played 161 games. They could have had a makeup game with the Nationals, but MLB said, nope. The same thing that happened to Jose Ramirez, which just really makes me mad. I wanted the 40-40 card in MLB The Show, even though I don't really play it anymore. I just wanted to see it. This is it. The final game the A's will ever be known as the Oakland Athletics. Thanks a lot, John Fisher. And I don't know if this was Ricky Henderson's idea, but like, why are you wearing a double jersey in the final Oakland A's game, my guy? You only played 92 games with the Mariners. I don't know if that was forced on him because he was in Seattle, but he got a lot of flack for that. Logan Gilbert, he got J.J. Bleday to chase in the fourth inning, so that's 10 up and 10 down. Brent popped up, and check this out. With this strikeout, Logan, he takes over the MLB lead in innings pitched. That's 4 perfect frames. Now he's got the lead as Justin Turner, he banged a 2-run 2-bagger. Logan added to his pretty good 2024 with a perfect 5th inning. Cal Raleigh, he did it. 100 RBIs on the dot. He's got 34 home runs and again 100 on the dot. By the way, Cal Raleigh's 93 home runs is the most ever through the first 4 seasons of a career. He passes Mike Piazza. Logan, he goes 5 2/3 perfect game. That's the only reason why he's in this game. Nick Allen, what are you doing, bro? That's the first base runner of the game. Logan ends his season going 5 2/3 shutout with 7 strikeouts. Again, he leads baseball in innings pitched. He had a 3.2 ERA. Mariners fans, what? I don't mean to laugh because that's kind of mean, but the Mariners end 2024 on a 4-game losing streak, and they missed the playoffs by 1 game. By the way, my friend Darryl Hernandez, he secured the final hit ever for the Oakland Athletics, a 2-run double past Randy Arozarena, and then he pointed to the Oakland on his chest. I thought that was a cool send-off. Still can't believe it's happening. John Fisher, go away. Chuck Nasty was honored before the game. He's second in literally everything when it comes to franchise rankings. He should have his number retired, at least in my opinion. He ran out all by himself. I love seeing that. Ohtani went 0 for 1 to start the game, but Luis Ariz is 0 for 1 as well. So if Ohtani collects 4 more base hits, he can actually get the triple crown if Luis does not get a single base hit. Sam Hilliard, he went to the 3rd deck. That's the 4th longest home run for anyone this year. He and Ohtani both went 476 in course, so they're tied for the 4th longest. That's the final at bat for Chuck Nasty. A 6-game hit streak to end his illustrious career. A standing ovation, a tip of the cap. Ohtani, he gave himself the green light on a 3-0 count because of course he's going to. He's 0 for 2. Then went 0 for 3. Luis Ariz is going to take his 3rd batting title trophy home. And by the way, I think he just set the record. That's the first time ever a guy has won 3 batting titles for 3 separate teams. Chris Taylor tied it. By the way, the Dodgers did win this game. He's batting .475 with 6 RBIs his last 7 games. Ohtani, he had a single. That is stolen base number 59 kind of wanted him to get to 60 so bad. There was a go-ahead balk. Rookie Sam Halverson's cleat got stuck in the mound. And another rookie reliever, Edgardo Hernandez, got the final 3 outs for his first career save. The Dodgers, they lead Major League Baseball with 98 wins, despite a roller coaster season in regards to regression and health. They had a lot of bad luck, and they still almost won 100 games. This is a must-win game for the Diamondbacks. If they lose this game, it's over. And a lot of people were saying they were handed a free win. I'm not even joking. The Padres, I think, lost this game on purpose. I'll explain in a second. The Snakes, they erupted for a 6-run 4th inning off of Martin Perez and Eugenio Suarez. He has 100 RBIs on the season. Good for him. Jake McCarthy, he doesn't mind hitting lefties. That's big time going into the playoffs. If he gets a lot of reps, that's an RBI base hit. Moreno, Gabriel just missed a 3-run home run. That is an RBI double. Ketel Marte, what a season for the 30-year-old. Into the second deck, he's got 36 home runs. He almost hit 350 with a 200 OPS plus versus Southpaws, aka lefties. Brandon Pfaadt, he emptied the tank. 9 strikeouts, only 1 run. A crazy season for him because he had a 4.7 ERA, but he led the Diamondbacks in innings pitched. He also had 185 strikeouts. I don't know why I spoiled the Luis Arraez thing in that game previously in the Dodgers game, but yes, he does become the first player ever with the batting title for 3 separate teams with that base hit right there. Gino, that is home run number 30. He left it to the final day of the season, 440 feet off that mammoth home run. Since the first game of July, Gino is batting .315 with 24 home runs, 69 RBIs, and a .975 OPS. 69 RBIs in 78 games is insane. Randall, what a season for him. Grichuk had 6 home runs and a 120 OPS plus versus righties. He's supposed to be a platoon guy. The Diamondbacks win 11-2, and here's why I think the Padres lost on purpose. So the Braves lost. This Michael Massey 3-run home run in the first inning was basically the dagger. Yeah, Gio Urshela jolted out a home run. But Hunter Renfroe got it back. By the way, Renfroe is now 8 home runs away from 200 for his career. Ramon Laureano stayed hot. Nice, 2 thumbs up. But that's all she wrote, as Chris Bubich, his save ends it for the Royals. That spoils the Braves' chance at clinching. Lindor took a walk and then stole his 28th bag. He was waved around on a Brandon Nimmo single up the gut, but that was a little bit scary. Lindor needed help up, or maybe he just wanted to not put all effort into getting up. Please, baseball gods, heal his back, keep him safe. JD Martinez, he snapped an 0 for 36 streak. He scores on a Francisco Alvarez single. I know you probably couldn't see it because the sun and the shadows were absolutely crazy. Francisco, okay, this is good. He looked okay there. He plates Alvarez, and now he's plating himself. 32 home runs, 28 stolen bases, 16 outs above average for the future Hall of Famer. His fellow shortstop Willy Adames got taken out. There was a standing ovation. That could be his final regular season game at home. David Peterson, the pitcher for the Mets, he clutched up. He had to show up, and he did. David went 7 scoreless, 1 base hit with 8 strikeouts as they beat the Brewers 5-0. So with the Braves losing and the Diamondbacks and Mets winning, Chris Sale will 1,000% have to pitch today in the doubleheader if the Mets win game number 1. So that's what the Padres are hoping for, that Chris Sale gets burned before the playoffs tomorrow. Now here's one crazy thing that could happen between the Braves and the Mets. Whoever wins game number 1, they could come together and say, hey, celebrate because you're going to make the playoffs, and then they could forfeit the second game. That is something that both managers can do. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there is going to be a game 2 that will be played, but it could happen, and then the Diamondbacks are just screwed, because the only way the Diamondbacks make it is if the Braves or the Mets sweep the doubleheader. That's their only chance. Moving on over to the final game for the Pirates as well as the Yankees. Glaber had a leadoff double. He's been so good at the leadoff spot. Trent, he was in there for Aaron Judge. They're trying to make sure that Judge stays healthy. We'll talk about his stats in a second because they were historic. Trent, he collects a 2-run home run. It was raining. There was a wet infield, so Ben Rice, he couldn't snag it. So 2 score on this rocket double off the bat of Josh Palacios. Clark Schmidt was screaming at himself. He just couldn't locate, but it's not really his fault. It was muggy weather. It's 3-2 Pittsburgh after a sac fly from Jared Triolo. Are we about to get some deja vu? Glaber doubled ahead of Trent Grisham, and then Trent had an RBI, but it was on a single. Check out this double play. Liover Peguero, he has a chance to be really good, at least in my opinion, at shortstop, and O'Neal Cruz moving to center field finally allows that to happen. O'Neal Cruz is up. He's trying to break his 0 for 19 streak. He has, well, that's a walk. That's the 5th walk for Yankees pitchers. Reynolds, he scores on the Joey Bart double, so it's 4-4. Oogie, Alex Verdugo, he needed that. A 2-run single ends his season on a high note. O'Neal Cruz, the opposite. He ends his season 0 for 20. Clay Holmes, he gets the save. The Yankees have 94 wins. That's the best in the American League. Aaron Judge, he ends his year with a .322 batting average with 58 home runs, 144 RBIs, 10 stolen bases, a .458 on base, a .701 slugging. That's the highest slugging since 2008. That's the highest WRC plus ever for a right-handed hitter, passing Rogers freaking Hornsby, the MLB The Show GOAT at second base. Moving on to the Nationals at the Phillies. The Phillies are trying to avoid getting swept. It's 2-0 and 2-1. Luis Garcia, he caps off a monster campaign with the moonshot. He's batting over 280 with 25 doubles, 18 home runs, 22 stolen bases. They once called him Mini Soto. Then he was kind of a bust, but now he's actually breaking out. Jose Tena, the rookie at third base, a barehanded 10 out of 10 web gem to get Weston Wilson. Schwarber, he broke it open with a 2-run opposite field base hit. That's 104 RBIs. Weston, he got this one to fall. He split the gap for 2 more RBIs. He's batting 290 with the 140 OPS plus to begin his career. He's going to get a lot of at-bats in the playoffs and then be a late-game sub on defense, in my opinion. Luis Garcia Jr., that is 70 RBIs on the season. Washington had the runners on the corners. A 3rd run off of Aaron Nola as Juan Yepez got it to fall. Dylan Cruz, he basically ends Nola's bid at 200 innings. That's his first career triple. He went 3 for 3 with a stolen base. Nola had 7 strikeouts, no walks, but he does fall 2 outs from the 4th season of 200 innings. Jose Ruiz, what a scary ninth. That Juan Yepez, the walk-off. Well, it's not a walk-off. Well, actually, it couldn't be a walk-off regardless because Cody Clemens caught it, so they weren't even in Washington, but I guess that is a walk-off. It's a walk-off web gem for Cody Clemens. Elly De La Cruz has 66 stolen bases, not even close with that ball in the dirt. Hunter Green, he's out there for the final time. He was on pace to maybe be top 2 or 3 in the Cy Young before he went on the IL. Ty France, he stole the first big league hit from Luis Vasquez, who was 0 for 9 to start his career. Come on, man. Let that ball drop. Hunter, he was fired up in the 4th. He ends the jam with some heat, and I'm praying for a 33-34 start season from him in 2025. Caleb Killian, he was pretty good for the Cubs. 5 scoreless, a couple of strikeouts. Luis Vasquez finally got his first base hit, some small ball for the win. It's still scoreless heading into the 8th. Elly, he's on again. 2 fielder's choices. That's 67 stolen bases. He wanted 70 bad, but he's too fast for his own good. All the way in the 10th inning, he tripled in their first runs of the series. It took 28 innings for the Reds to score. Elly, he walks home on the Tyler Stevenson knock, and Buck Farmer, he got his first save in the final game of the year. Lenyn Sosa, I mean, he's playing like Sammy Sosa. What a way to end the season. A 3-run tank. He's batting 375 with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs in September. He had 23 home runs in the minors in 2022, 17 last year, so there is some pop in that bat. Same with Kerry Carpenter. He's the most underrated power hitter in baseball. I don't care if I'm being dramatic. That grand slam gives him 18 home runs in 87 games and a 159 OPS plus for the season. Brian Ramos, he put the White Sox back up a few. A 2 RBI single. It was catcher's interference, but the play was allowed to go on. He had to sprint to first base. He's like, oh, I'm actually going to start running now. It's 8-4 on an error. Jacob Amaya ends his 2024 with an RBI. I collected a few of his cards back in the day, so it's cool to see him do that. What is going on? Bases are loaded even after Torkelson took the walk, obviously, so they're loaded up. Trey Sweeney, the Tigers are down by 4. He taps out as the White Sox, they end their year winners of 5 of their last 6. Good for Carlos Santana, man. 23 home runs for the 38-year-old. That's got to be a really fun sentence for him. He's going to win a Gold Glove, and he led the Twins in home runs and RBIs at 38 years old. That's the first career home run for Deshaun Kersey Jr. He was insane this year in the minors. 300 batting average with 14 home runs and 36 stolen bases. He's rewarded with a late season call-up. Minnesota's up 2. Now they're down by 1. A 3-run home run from James McCann, who has been Brian McCann in September. 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, and a 325 batting average this month. Jordan Westberg, if you guys don't remember, he was an all-star this year. That is a 2-run single. And Heston Kjerstad, he just left the yard. He's got 4 home runs and a 120 OPS plus with very sporadic playing time. Baltimore, they finished 20 games over 500. They'll face Kansas City in the wild card series. The Twins finished 82-80, but in my opinion, they're going to be back with a vengeance because they're going to get Joe Ryan healthy. They're probably going to sign a starting pitcher or 2. To me, they'll be just fine in 2025. The worst season in Angels history ends in embarrassing fashion. They got beat up to a tune of 8-0. Jonah Heim, that is an RBI single to score Nathaniel Lowe. Rookie Dustin Harris, that's his first career base hit, a 2-run double. I saw him playing a couple weeks ago in Vegas. All I really thought to myself was the dude was jacked. And the best part is he's not even close to being done in this game. Nathan Eovaldi, he went 7 scoreless thanks to Wyatt Langford with a seed to get Matt Thaiss at home. The call stands. What do you guys think? It looks like he got tagged on the chin, but his hand tagged the plate at the same time. What do you think, safe or out? Nathaniel Lowe, that's 16 home runs, 5 base hits, 2 home runs, and 5 RBIs over the final 2 games of the season. He's batting .325 with 19 RBIs the last 23 games. Dustin Harris, the rookie, he sat on a slider. He smacked it out for his first big league tater. Josh Smith, that is 30 doubles on the season, so a 2-run double ends it. He's got a 110 OPS plus, a really solid season from him. David Robertson, he has a strikeout to end it. And yeah, end it like actually ended. The season's over for both squads. Hayden Birdsong was singing the right tunes to start this one. He was striking out everyone and their mother in the first few frames, 2 in the first inning. Matt Chapman, he was yanked. He wanted to get a standing ovation, or at least the manager, Bob Melvin, wanted to give him a standing ovation. 39 doubles, 27 home runs, Gold Glove defense, 15 stolen bases. He's earned every penny of that extension. A home run for Donnie, not Donnie Barrels. That is Brendan Donovan. Someone finally got to Hayden Birdsong, but he bared down for 2 more strikeouts. He had 8 strikeouts through 3. He's back out for the 4th. 2 more strikeouts. That's 10 punchies in 4 innings. He had 11 and 4 and a third, which is unreal because the only guy who could score off of Hayden was Brendan Donovan. That's his 2nd RBI. JK Alec Burleson got to him as well. So 3 earned runs, 11 strikeouts. That's a crazy start. Kind of like a Blake Snell first few starts of the season type of game. The Cardinals got blessed by the win. Burleson, this ball should have been caught, but the wind was making it dance. Burleson, he can do a little dance himself after muscling a 2-run bloop to shallow center. The Cardinals and the Cubs are both 83 and 79. The Giants dropped to 80 and 82. It's going to be tough to keep Blake Snell, so what do you guys think is going to happen in the offseason for the Giants? The Marlins had 2 singles before rookie Spencer Horwitz stole an RBI from fellow rookie Connor Norby. That's a nice diving play at first base. All that means is that Jonah Bride is going to end 2024 with an 8-game hit streak and 2 more RBIs. What a second half from him. Ada Lopez, a fantastic second half as well. This RBI double gives him a .333 batting average with 19 extra base hits, 20 RBIs, and 9 stolen bases his last 43 starts. Great on defense as well. Minus that when he misses the double play. So that's the final run of the season for the Blue Jays. Vladdy, like I said in the intro, he gets 1 more chance at 200 base hits, and they walked him. That's why he tossed the bat in frustration. He's taken out, so he ends the year batting .323 with 75 extra base hits, 103 RBIs, and an almost 170 OPS plus. Anthony Bender, he has a save to close it out. So the Marlins are 62 and 100, but they went 5-1 on their road trip with the 4-game winning streak to end their season. They got to get their starting pitching healthy because they can actually have a decent 2025. The Blue Jays are 74 and 88. What's their offseason plan? Are they going to trade Vladdy? Are they going to trade Bo Bichette? What is going to go on for the Blue Jays? Back-to-back 3-1 box scores. Red Sox fans, they were celebrating Joe Castiglione. I think that's how you say it. 42 years as the team broadcaster, at least in terms of radio. It's a dream job, but I could never do that because I mess up my words every 5 seconds. Ryan Pepio was disgusting. He struck out the side in a 1-2-3 inning. Can't say the same about the third. Jaron, he got on. Actually, I want to see if I can do the rest of this game without messing up. Jaron got on. Vaughn, get going, ball. Off the monster, Jaron. That is a head-first dive into home. I feel a lot of pressure. Okay, come on. Grissom, he's going to be a big part of the 2025 plans. He scores on Acasa's chopper. That's an RBI fielder's choice. Both teams, they traded some bad baseball. Josh Lowe, he's home on the Carlson RBI, and then Boston threw it around. Tampa, they dropped a double play, so Grissom, he scored again. It's 3-1 for Kenley. Kenley's not even with the team. Rookie Justin Slayton, I'll be honest, I didn't really even know that this guy existed. I'm a bad baseball fan apparently, but he gets the save. He had 58 strikeouts in 55 innings. He had a 2.9 ERA. That dude shreds. Boston, they're 88 and... Oh, I messed up. I was so close. Boston is 81 and 81. The Rays are 80 and 82. What do these teams have to do in the offseason? What do the Boston Red Sox have to do? What do the Rays have to do? Okay, I'm fumbling. Just stop it right there. I know there's going to be a Mets-Braves doubleheader, so maybe some of these leaderboards can change, but let's do a full update on the full stat leaders in the 2024 Major League Baseball season. So in terms of runs scored, we have Ohtani with 134 times touching home plate. That is runs scored. Then you have Soto, Bobby Wood Jr., Judge, and Corbin Carroll rounding out the top 5. Base hits, I believe that Bobby led, so... Bobby had 211 base hits, followed up by Luis Ariz at 200. Again, Vladdy missed it by just 1. Ohtani had 197. Jarren Duran had 191. Batting average, we know that it is Bobby Witt Jr., Vladdy, Judge. So the first 3 guys are in the American League. I'm proud of myself. I haven't messed up my words once in a couple moments. I'm going to jinx it, though. Ohtani hit 310. He was batting 290-something a couple weeks ago and then went like 20 for 30 or something crazy like that. Doubles, I believe it is Jarren Duran. Yeah, Jarren Duran had 48. Then you have Bobby Witt Jr. Ezekiel Tovar was a machine in terms of extra base hits. Vladdy, Alec Boehm, and JJ Bleday all had 40 plus. Then you have Bryce, despite the fact that he had a slump and missed some time. Lindor just missed 40. Also, who just missed 40? J-Ram, because they canceled this freaking game. Triples is Jarren Duran. He had 14. So did Corbin Carroll, so they're tied at first. Home runs, we know it's going to be Aaron Judge. Ohtani, there was a small little home run race before Aaron Judge remembered he's Aaron Judge to end the season. And then you have Santander with 44, Soto and I'm just going to leave it in. See, I make mistakes. If you want to make videos, you're going to make mistakes as well. Don't let that hold you back from making videos. Ozuna, he's got 2 more chances at 40 RBIs. We know it's Judge with 144. Ohtani had 130. Then you have J. Ram, Willy Adames. Brent Rooker is tied with Willy Adames and Juan Soto. Man, that is one of the greatest duos I've ever seen. Total bases, we know it's Ohtani. 411 total bases. I think that Judge would have had 450. He didn't get walked 133 times. So I think that Judge led. You have 133 walks. Then you have Soto right behind him at 129. Who led in strikeouts? Sorry, Ellie De La Cruz. He had 218. Tovar, he ends with 200. That's not fun. Stolen bases, we know, is Ellie De La Cruz. We talked about that. Ohtani was 1 away from 60, and Bryce Terang did sneak in with 50. Jose Caballero, not a great season in terms of OPS or on base, but 44 stolen bases. Decent defense on base. Who led in on base? Obviously Judge and Soto, but Vladdy, he was so close to a 400 on base. Slugging, the highest we've seen in over a decade. Aaron Nola was tied with a bunch of guys who made 33 starts. You guys can see these were the game starter leaders for pitchers. Quality starts, that is 6 innings without allowing more than 3 runs. Zach Wheeler, 26 quality starts. My goodness. ERA, it is going to... I am not trying to filter. Sorry, Patrick Corbin, putting him on blast. Chris Sale is going to win the Triple Crown in the NL unless he gets absolutely torched today and gets up more than a 2.57 ERA. Tarek Skubal, he's going to win the AL Triple Crown, so we don't have to talk about wins. What about losses? Who led in losses? I think it's Cutter Crawford. Yeah, I hate the fact that I knew that. What about saves? Saves, you have Ryan Helsley, 2 ahead of Emmanuel Clase. Look at Cal Finnegan with a 3.6 ERA, which isn't the best, but 38 saves. And you have Robert Suarez ahead of the guy that he replaced, Josh Hader and Kirby Yates and Raisel Iglesias. My goodness, a 1.17 for Kirby Yates with 33 saves. Raisel also 33 saves, but a 1.72 ERA. Holds, that's for guys that are usually not closers. Brian Abreu with a 3.1 ERA and 38 holds. We have Hunter Gaddis, who was one of the worst starting pitchers of all time. He goes to the bullpen, has a 1.57 ERA and 33 holds. Innings pitched, we know that's Logan Gilbert because we just talked about that. Who led in strikeouts? Who led everyone? Tarek Skubal, Chris Sale. So again, they're going to be the top guys. What about whip? Who led in walks and hits per innings pitched? Logan Gilbert, a 0.89 whip. That's insane. By the way, the Mariners had Logan Gilbert, Bryce Miller, and George Kirby in the top 10 for whip. How did they not make the playoffs? Again, they were 1 game away, so it's not like they were completely embarrassed, but that's crazy. Who is your FWAR leader? If you guys are wondering why I'm using FWAR, not Baseball Reference War, it's because when Major League Baseball hands out awards and performance-based bonuses, they use Fangraphs WAR. But Aaron Judge does finish with an 11.2 FWAR. I think that's the 2nd time he's gone 11 WAR. Mike Trout, just for reference, has never done that, and I love Mike Trout. Bobby Witt Jr., a 10.4 WAR. Then you have Ohtani, who didn't even pitch or play defense with a near 9.5 FWAR. So then you have Soto, Gunnar Henderson, Francisco Lindor, Jarren Duran, Jose Ramirez, Ellie De La Cruz, and Ketel Marte rounding out the top 10. Look at Vladdy, showing people that he's still pretty good. Same with Matt Chapman. And Cal Raleigh had a 5.4. Who surprised you the most? Do you think that Jackson Merrill surprised you the most with a 5.3 FWAR? Maybe a Corey Seager, despite the fact that he only played 123 games, racked up a 4.5 WAR because he played better defense this year. Who is the most surprising player in baseball for you guys? Also, we have to take a look at the FWAR leaders for pitching. Chris Sale, he's finally going to win his first Cy Young. I'm so happy for him. It's not going to be Zach Wheeler. I'm sorry, Zach Wheeler stands. You have Sale, Skubal, Wheeler, Cole Reagans, Dylan Cease, Seth Lugo, Christopher Sanchez still somehow ended up in the top 10 for FWAR for pitchers. Starting pitchers, that is. Logan Webb, George Kirby, and Logan Gilbert. Those are the top 10 pitchers for FWAR.
Okay, Editor Pesky Talk jumping in here because this leaderboard is just wrong. Paul Skeens is supposed to be on it. He has a 4.3 FWAR for the season, and that would put him 9th above George Kirby. Just had to throw that in here. Paul Skeens deserves his credit. And one other thing, I'm uploading a video later today to my channel, Pesky Talk, about the MLB playoffs, so come over and subscribe. Why not? It'll be linked in the description. Don't tell Fuzzy I said this.
Let's go find some defense. Bryce Terang led everyone with defensive run saves, aka DRS, so he had 22. Andres, he was a monster for both DRS and outs above average. You have Patrick Bailey with 20 as well. Matt Chapman, a monster season all the way around. Willy Abreu, the rookie, had 18 DRS. He was really good with outs above average as well. Dalton Varsho at 17, tied with Jarren Duran. So the Red Sox outfield was just a vacuum with Willy Abreu and Jarren Duran. Cal Raleigh was a monster on defense as well. Freddie Fermin behind the dish, and Sal Frelick, they round out the top 10. Outs above average, Jacob Young, he leads everyone with 20 51, even though I don't even think he played 150 games. I could be wrong about that. Andres, I think that he's going to win the Platinum Glove in the American League. And then you guys can see the rest of the outs above average leaders. Francisco Lindor had 16. Brenton Doyle is a monster. He almost went 20-20-20. That's 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases, 20 outs above average. Jose Siri, another defensive monster, the best bad baseball player I've ever seen. Dansby, Marcus Semien. This was a fun season. There you have it, the last regular season recap for the 2024 Major League Baseball season. These recaps are so much fun to make, and if you guys don't remember, we almost had these recaps taken away from us. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for fighting for me. Thank you for saving the series and growing the game of baseball with me. I'm just so blessed. I really mean that. I know a lot of you guys might think that's cringe, but I'm so blessed to have you guys on my side. Remember, the playoff recaps are just around the corner, so do me a favor, subscribe if you're brand new, send it to a friend if they want to keep up with baseball. Maybe they're not a baseball fan, but send them the series if you want them to stay up to date with you. I'll catch you guys soon for more videos. Yes, we're going to be posting more other than recaps. We have a lot of bangers coming, so stick around. And with that being said, the regular season is over. Technically, it should. I mean, there's a game going on right now, but all right, I'm rambling. I'm sorry, guys. Enjoy the web gems from the final day of the regular season, even though it's not, but you know what I mean.
On the ground, Joey Ortiz to second, out to first. Not a
Julio up the middle and a diving stop by Zach Geloff. He gets it off to first.
slap to third. Nice play by Vientos. Now has to get up from his knees, and the low throw handled by Edman in the air to right, pretty deep, and it's nice pick by India. Long run. Little tapper, going to be a tough play here. Haas to a knee, throws him out.